Alright, we find ourselves in Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for round 5 of Season 4 of the Breakout Racing League, BRL. I'm Danny Stevens, I'm your only commentator here tonight. Looks like Dylan and John are not present over this weekend, but either way, we've got a good show in store for you guys tonight. Thank you for turning out, whoever does. This is Spain, this is a good track for racing for sure. As we've seen the last several weeks after Australia, I mean, we've just had great racing between Bahrain and then China and then Baku, and it's been very good right up there at the front, and we hope to see a lot more of this here tonight because we sure know in hell we're not going to get it next week in Monaco, so let's hope for a good one here. BRL Jared is your points leader coming into this weekend. He sits atop the championship at 62 points. Second place, we have a tie between his teammate of New Zealand Ryan as well as VSR Drelix. Fourth place, ERS Ham Newton, 40 points. He's been our very silent but consistent driver here for sure, as he's there in fourth place. Has not won a race yet, but he's gotten a lot of podiums, and that's put him right up there in the fight. Only 22 points back after 4 races. Atop the constructors, we see the Renaults for sure, as they are currently the two top above the driver's standings. They are your tier leaders in the constructors. We see Mercedes is second place, 91 points. Renaults are at 120, so they've got some work to do to make up that 29-point deficit, and they can definitely get on top of that here tonight. As Spain is really just a track where you can really battle the whole way around the racetrack. There's not really any corner that you can't throw up the inside except for those last couple corners. It'll be a bit of a clumsy overtake, but either way, we hope to see a lot of side-by-side action. Very interestingly enough, we still don't have anyone going out on track just yet. Finally, we got some engines rearing up here. Let's see who it is. Usually we see the McLarens going out first, and speaking of the McLarens, Boss Cookie is not here again tonight as he was not a week ago. So it looks like 0 points again for him after 5 races. Once again, not a good start at all for the McLarens, as we've covered quite well over the last few weeks. As we see the first car on track is going to be the Racing Point of Andre Miri. There he is going through the first sector on his outlap. I expect to see him solid lap time from him. He's been a very silent midfield competitor so far this season. He is out there on the soft compound tires, and this is where we will talk about the tire compounds that these drivers are going to be looking to use here tonight. As this track, apparently, after the repave, it is very difficult to run too long on those soft compound tires because there's so much grip, and it really sucks it away from the tires after not too many laps. So we expect to see a lot of drivers one-stopping from the mediums to the hards. Don't expect too many guys to go out on those softs, but it looks like Andre is going to go for it. Could just be a bluff, but we will find out as the session continues for sure. We see a lot of drivers now on their outlap. We'll set the detail to the best lap time for when that becomes important. So far there you see Saxman, another one, kind of like Andre, who's just been very consistent in the midfield so far this season. Had another good one out last time at Baku, as we see EG Sparky still in the pit. He's asked for no commentator's curse here tonight, so I won't even mention his name anymore going forward this session. So we see Hoopalicious there on the medium compound tires going through the second sector. A bit strange to be on those mediums this early in the session. I mean, unless he is just not trying to start on those compound of tire. I mean, it's very early to be starting on that, but either way, we'll see what he does. He might throw on a set of softs there at the end. We see Hoopalicious is also on an outlap. Chandler Seda has just started his lap time. He is on the medium compound tires, so very strange to see these guys out there on the mediums already, but we are seeing it nonetheless. You see in the background, Aldeford is also on a lap. Ahead of him, excuse me, as we now see Chandler Seda ending the first sector there. It looks like very clean few corners here for him so far. This could be a good lap early for sure. See BRL Jarrett is also on a lap time. Here's your championship leader, BRL Jarrett. Been a very strong start to the season. Oh, as he runs a bit wide there, going up the Sector 1. Very wide indeed, but once again, it's been a very good start to the season for him to have the 62 points he does. Those include 2 race victories at the opening at Melbourne and 2 weeks ago at China. Didn't have not a podium finish last week, but he got a good 4th place finish at Baku. So even if he isn't on the podium, he's right up there with him. As we see an outlap, EG Sparky is now coming out. Saxman entering Sector 3 here. Let's see what these other guys are. Andre Miri goes to the top. He was the first one out, a 118.4. Let's see how that is stacking up against the top competitors once they come across the line here shortly. As we see them now coming through the 3rd sector. Coming across the line is Chandler Seda right here, and he goes to the top on a 118.2 on his medium compound tires. So maybe not the best. Oh, his Dralix actually follows it up and goes even faster, 0.3 faster, in fact, at a 1:17.9. So good job by Dralix there to immediately answer Chandler Sato's lap time. As we see Andre Miri, maybe didn't have the best lap time in the world there to be slower on a softer set of tires, or maybe he was just going a bit softer there so that he knows he can beat it on mediums later in the session. We will find out that as this continues. We see New Zealand Venom is on his outlap. He is a very quick driver as well. He's currently 6th in the points right now at 33. Oh, it looks like he actually kind of spun out there for a bit. Maybe just getting out of the way of somebody, but either way, not ideal for him. We see Ham Newton hitting the bollard over there, entering the pit lane. Maybe a bit of a mistake by him, but either way, it looks like Jared has set a lap time on his hards, a 1:19.7. Maybe not the best lap in the world for Jared, but either way, it is a lap that puts him in 7th place for the time being. So we see Saxman on his hards actually went faster, marginally faster, within the same tenth there. 7:01 to 7:20. See some other guys fishing their lap times. There's EDC Sparky. Here he is coming through turn number 9, and this is a trouble spot for sure. We'll mention that right now. Turn number 9 is very high speed to the right there. It's very easy to track extend on exit and possibly even lose the back end as you get on that exit curve. Speaking of losing the back end, Sparky lost it big time there entering the 3rd sector. But either way, that turn number 9. Look out for that corner to catch out these drivers here tonight. As we see Sparky now coming through the final chicane here, about to finish his first flying lap. As we ride on board right here, coming into the final corner, he is out of the final corner, going to open that DRS for a short burst up to the line, and it is a 1:18.4 for EGC Sparky. 3rd place here early in the session, so a very solid lap time by Sparky. New Zealand Venom is in the 3rd sector now. Looks very interested to see what he does here. Maybe not the best race last week out for him, I don't believe it was, but here he is coming through that final chicane to finish his first lap, mind me. Here he is coming through the final corner, got that DRS open for that short burst, and up to 2nd place he goes. There's currently Mercedes 1-2 early in the session. Never mind, that's 1st place. What am I talking about? I was looking at Dralix's name. 1st place so far for 1:17.7 right there. 2nd place, 1:17.9, is his teammate Dralix. Very tight there between the teammates, only 2/10 separating them here early in the session. As we see Mean Fern is out on his outlap. Looks like he's once again the only Haas. Oh, as he loses the back end big time there. It is only his outlap, so no harm, no foul for sure. See New Zealand Ryan is on his lap time there in the number 97 Renault. Here he is coming up the uphill chicane right there. Very tricky corner. Here he is entering turn number 9. See if he doesn't even touch the curb there on the left side. It's a very tidy corner for sure for New Zealand Ryan, as here he is coming into the 3rd sector. Hard on the brakes, runs a bit wide, but not too far wide to compromise the exit. It actually gives him a better exit running that wider radius in. Here he is coming through this 3rd sector. He's going to have to try and not get too much of the sausage curve on the right. In fact, he gets no curve there on the right. It's again very clips those curves right there to the final chicane. It looks like he's going to come into the pit lane, so maybe not too satisfied with his lap time, his New Zealand Ryan, or possibly even invalidation. We see Venom coming in the pits as well. He's on his in-lap, obviously, after setting his lap time right there. That has him provisionally in pole at the moment. Andre Miri still on those soft compound tires. That's the time he set. Once again, not the best lap in the world to be this far down on those softer tires, but we'll see what he can do later on. As you see, Hoopalicious has completed a lap time. He's at a 1:18.5, currently 6th place. We have a yellow flag at Sector 1. Let's hope it's just them slowing down. You hate to see anyone DNF here in the qualifying session. Either way, Alderfer Jr. has set a lap. He's out there on softs currently. I don't know why he's doing that. Maybe we're getting China vibes here. He started on the softs in China. Looks like he might be trying to do that here again, unless this is just a bluff lap from Alderfer Jr. But we'll see if he bails out of it at the end of the lap. Warden currently in 8th place on his hard, so definitely a big gap. It looks like there's a huge gap in pace here between the medium and the hard compound tires. He is our first hard compound tire runner, and he's a solid almost 2 seconds behind. Almost 2 seconds behind there off the pole sitter. As you see, Mean Fern has left the session. Did he wreck? I'm not sure what. No, it looks like he might have just lost connection or something. I don't think it said he retired. His name would have been grayed out there on the left side of your screen here, folks, but I'm not sure what happened to him. We'll find out here shortly if he reconnects to the session. I hope he's able to get back in here. And here we see New Zealand Ryan on an outlap. Looks like he has the soft compound tires on, so maybe the softs aren't quite as bad as people have been making them out to be. Word is throughout the crowd of drivers that it is going to be very difficult to one stop from those soft compound tires, but it looks like New Zealand Ryan may possibly be going for it here. We know how good of a driver he is, and it looks like he's going to try and display that here tonight by one stopping from that less than optimal tire. See a bunch of yellow flags in Sector 2. Just guys getting out of the way. As you see, Chandler Seda is now on a second lap time. He is out there on the soft, so it looks like we do have guys making lap times on those red wall tires. Here he is coming through Sector 2. Very clean corner right there for Chandler Seda. Not too much track extension. Here he is coming through turn number 9. We have yellow flag Sector 3. Let's hope that is someone getting out of the way. As here he is opening the DRS down the second straightaway here of DRS on this lap time. Here he is hard on the brakes. Very good corner right there for Chandler Seda. Doesn't get too much of the berm there on the left that can really unsettle the car. Does a good job at avoiding that. Here he is coming through the third sector now into the final chicane. He goes. Going to try and get a little bit of curb here on the left to pop the car up and help it rotate. And there it is. Very clean there on the right. Coming through the final corner. He's going to open that DRS for a short burst. What do you got, Chandler Seda? Across the line, it is a 117.2 for Chandler Seda and provisional pole with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the session. So a solid lap time there on the soft compound tires to be a good half a second faster than Venom, who was in fact on a harder compound, but 5/10 sounds about right between two compounds of tire. So we see all these guys are on lap times now. Venom's on a lap on those softs. Strelix is on a lap on the softs as well. As we see, EGC Sparky is also on the softs there himself. So a lot of drivers running these softs now. So maybe it looks like, hey, we might even see some two-stoppers here. And I haven't even considered that. We may see that for sure because those soft tires do burn out very quickly. But either way, here comes Venom through this third sector here. Very strange corner this right-hander is. Got to try, and you can take that a million different ways. It looks like he tries to hug it the inside all the way through there, getting a less than optimal exit, but either way, it minimizes the amount of distance. And he comes into the pits there, so looks like not too happy with his lap time as Drelix goes to the top there to 117.1, only 1/10 faster than Chandler Seda. So good job by Drelix as his teammate Venom pulls into the pits. May have been invalidated or may have just not been too happy with that lap time, but either way, he is in the pit lane. If we had John here, he'd be able to sort that out there in the pit lane, but we don't have that luxury here tonight. We'll try and get that back next week. Either way, here comes, we got Ham Newton on a lap time. Here is going up Sector 1 right here. Going to try and not run too far wide. Actually, possibly that was already his lap time as he's backing out of it. He set a 117.4. I'm sorry I missed that. So 117.4 here for the Williams of ERS Ham Newton. So a very solid lap time for him. As you see, Sparky has set a lap time as well, 117.6. We're seeing a lot of these guys setting these times on those soft compound tires. So we see Warden here. He has done a lap on the mediums after doing the first on his hards. I don't know, maybe Warden is going to retire here in a minute if he wants to start on those tires, though we could see him duck into the pit lane and throw on some softs as well. Hoopalicious is out there on softs too. He set a medium time earlier. That was that 118.5. He's definitely going to improve on it here. Ooh, he actually gets a bit of grass there on the exit and the entrance, mind me, of the downhill hairpin. Locks up a little bit, but doesn't look like it hurt him too badly. So you see Saxman is coming to the pits. Looks like he was on a time, but he has set a time of 118.6 on the medium compound tires. So we see Hoopalicious very loose there on the curve on the exit turn number 9. Once again, that's a trouble spot as we see back the background looks like a Renault. That's Jared. Ran a bit wide on that corner as well. As he is on the softs, he's on the softs too. He did his first lap on the hards. I would have expected him to come out on mediums here, but no, it's the softs for him. I'm not going to lie, I'm very shocked by the amount of drivers that are doing times on those red wall tires because once again, they burn out very, very quickly. Here he is coming through this final chicane. What's this lap time going to be for BRL Jared? Here he is coming through the final corner. He's going to open that DRS, cross the line, and it is up to 4th place at a 117.5. So maybe not the best lap that he could have done there to be 4/10 off of his one of his closest rivals right now, VSR Dralix. But there he is, 4th place so far. So very respectable lap time there for Jared to be in the top 5 for sure. As you see, New Zealand Ryan still hasn't even set a lap time. Interestingly enough, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the session, it's like he's going to have to set one here shortly or else he's going to be starting in 14th, as well as Mean Fern. Not too sure what the story is with Mean Fern. It looked like he either disconnected or retired from the session here a good 5 minutes ago, and that was very interesting if he did retire because he did not set a lap time, but we'll see what happens with him by the time the session's over. BRL to Jr. there in 12th. He's the last so far of the guys who have set a lap time. 5/10 off of the nearest competitor as well, so definitely not the best lap in the world from Alderfer. He'll try to improve on that for sure, as Mean Fern has rejoined. Oh yeah, so it looks like he did just disconnect. He'll be able to set a lap time here. We got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the session. Looks like he will be joined here just in time to set a lap time. Anyways, it is about that time where drivers are going to come out here and set their final lap within the last 2 minutes 30 seconds. It's typically when we see it because the track is the most rubbered up for sure. We're going to see the fastest lap time as Hoopalicious flies out of the pit lane. I guess we don't have penalties for speeding during the qualifying session, but yeah, that makes it now so everybody is in the pit lane, and I expect that to change here very shortly as, yes, we see New Zealand Venom coming out of the pits already right here. He's going to be the first of these drivers to make that final run. It's actually Drelix left the pits first, I believe. Yes, he was already out of the pit lane there. So the two Mercedes are going to be the first one to set a lap time, I believe, to end the session here. Drelix, he is currently up top at that 117.1, provisionally your pole sitter. See if he can improve on that lap time, because I can guarantee Chandler is going to be hungry to go for pole here. He got a pole a week ago at Baku, was not able to follow it up, and didn't have a very good points position race there. But if he can get on pole here again, he has a chance to rewrite what he did last week, and that's definitely something he's going to look to do. As you see a lot of these drivers now on their outlaps. We see Warden on an outlap. We see Hoopalish, he's still in the pits. Alderfer is on an outlap. We may actually see some guys retire. Yes, we see Andre Miri retire from the session. I believe that's the lap time he set like right at the beginning of the session, so it's strange that he didn't go for another one. Possibly DNF, possibly crashed. I'm not sure what happened. Either way, he is out of your session, is Andre Miri. So we see all these guys are now on their outlap, except for Jared. And here's Jared. He's now on his outlap. Very close there. I mean, he's got a minute 15 to get around here. It's a minute 17 lap time. I don't think Jared's going to start this lap. Unless he corner cuts a little bit here on the outlap, I don't think he's going to make it. I mean, we'll see what happens for sure. As we see a lot of these drivers approaching the line to start that lap time. No one has started it just yet. Actually, never mind. Drelix has. He has just crossed the start-finish line to start that lap. Hard on the brakes in the first corner. The first corner is a bit strange for this one. We'll see in the race. It isn't one where you can really dive. But oh, as Mean Fern in the Haas there, it gets right in the way of VSR Drelix on his lap time. He's not going to be happy with that whatsoever. Either way, as I was trying to mention, the first corner here isn't one that's like a super heavy braking zone, but it's hard enough that you have to get woed up for that right-hander because it's a medium speed corner. Won't see too many dive bombs here tonight, but either way, you got to be hard on the brakes here on your qualifying lap to maximize the amount of distance that you're using to get to that first corner. As we see him coming through turn number 9 here, a little bit of the curb there on the left, not too much to unsettle the car. Going to be hard on the brakes here, right at the 100-meter marker into the left-hander of turn 10. And now he is into the third sector. Pops up that curb on the left side, not too much to unsettle the car. Hugs that right side of the track there through the right-hander. And here he is coming through the final chicane. A little bit of the sausage curb on the right, not too much to disappoint him there as he's going to continue here into the final corner. Pops the right curb there as well. Into the final corner he comes, and out of the final corner he comes. DRS open for ESR Jalix. Across the line, and he does not improve. Actually, yes, he does very marginally there. It was so marginal that it didn't pop up at first when he crossed the line. New fastest lap time, 117.126. As we now see Chandler Seda approaching the final corner. Let's see if he can beat VSR Drelix out of the final corner. Here he comes, DRS open. Across the line, and it is not going to be enough, but they are so close. That is 1/100th of a tenth. 1/100th there for Chandler Seda off of Drelix, as Venom is in third place. He might improve. No, he's actually done with his lap time, so looks like Venom is in third place. Ham Newton should be finishing a lap time here shortly. We see BRL Jared was on the grass, it looked like. That was a bit strange. To see Ham Newton approaching the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Here he is, opening the DRS, and across the line for ERS Ham Newton. It is third place, so 117.2 for him. He's going to split the Mercedes there, as Chandler already had done, and put himself on the provisional podium here in qualifying. As we see, where is New Zealand Ryan? He still hasn't set a lap time. Here he is across the line, is New Zealand Ryan, and third place it is at a 117.2. Man, to have not done a lap time to be up there in third place, good job by New Zealand Ryan. He didn't even have a feel for the racetrack. But there he is up in third. That just shows the kind of talent level he has, as that looks like it is the end of our qualifying session. Looks like everyone is done here. Yes, they are. Something happened. It looks like Hoopalicious there. Either Hoopalicious or Beat. It's B-Dunk. Behind me, it's B-Dunk there on the inside. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's on the grass. I'm not too sure what happened to B-Dunk, but either way, that's how his session is going to end. And that is your session. Your pole sitter is the Mercedes of VSR Dralix, your third place runner in the championship right now. He's going to try and capitalize on that position and move up here. He's only 4 points back from that points lead that BRL Jared has, and let's see if he can overtake him here tonight on points. Second place, Chandler Seda at a 117.1. That is 9 thousandths of a second between first and second. It doesn't get much closer than that here, folks. As third place is New Zealand Ryan there in his Renault, 117.2, and once again, he was also within a tenth of this pole sitting time. So well done there by New Zealand Ryan. I mean, once again, he didn't do a single lap in that session until right at the end. It's a good job by him to have a feel for the racetrack, I guess, on that final lap. I mean, it looks like he did, oh my lord. Okay, so, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. We didn't see many medium compound tire runners because it is raining in the session. These guys were able to see the forecast, and I'm not. I should have considered that, but looks like we've got a wet race here for you folks tonight. First one of the season. I'm very excited to see what happens here. We're not too sure who is the fastest in the rain because we haven't seen it yet. But wow, this throws a monkey wrench into this. If some of these drivers didn't check the TV there that they have in the garage, if they didn't see that it was going to rain, then they wasted their time doing a lap time on those mediums for those who did. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. That's why we had a lot of soft compound runners. I was going to say it's not something you want to use in the race, but it looks like they won't have to use it for sure. I believe these are full wet conditions. I'd be surprised if this is intermediate. Yeah, it is. Actually, it does look like it's intermediate. So it looked heavier there when we were looking at the pit lane, but in the racetrack it looks a lot lighter. So it will be the intermediate tires there. Ooh, as Dralix gets very sideways there, getting on the power for the formation lap. And man, I'm very excited for this one for sure. Haven't seen much wet running at all in this league. Really, I mean, even last season there wasn't too many wet races, but this is your first one here in Season 4, and it comes at Spain. So if this race wasn't already going to be exciting, this is going to make it all the more exciting. I expect a lot of spins here for sure. These guys who maybe didn't practice enough wet driving here at Spain, but we'll see for sure as this continues. But there's usually that point in time where we pick our ones to watch. Someone I think that we should focus on is Mean Fern down there, starting in 14th. I don't think he was able to set a lap time due to his unfortunate disconnection in the middle of qualifying. He is a very solid driver in the midfield, so I'd expect him to make some overtakes here as the race continues. Someone else we should look at is Warden for sure. I mean, he finished in second place. No, what is it now? He won last weekend, I believe. Yes, he was your winner a week ago at Baku, and now he's down there in 10th place. So we know he has the pace to pull a victory out, and he's all the way down there in 10th, so expect him to make some overtakes here. Maybe just not the best qualifying for Warden in his Ferrari there. As we see them approaching the third sector, he's now in the third sector. Getting the last bit of weaving there done to get those tires up to the optimal starting temperature, nice and warm to get off the line very well. Pick to win the race, I'd have to say New Zealand Ryan. It's hard to beat him, but that could obviously change for sure. Just definitely focus on Warden and Mean Fern, but look out for New Zealand Ryan to possibly win this thing here tonight. Let me get a drink of water here before we get this thing started. Looks like someone was disconnected from the formation lap. Looks like was that Saxman? Yeah, that is Saxman. I hope he's not out of the session. He's been a very solid driver so far this season. Looks like he either got disqualified from the formation lap or he just disconnected. I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, all our drivers are lined up and we are ready to get this thing started momentarily. Here we go. We have 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. And it is time to bring the action from Spain. It's a very good start there for VSR Dralix. Looks like he's going to have the Williams there cleared of Chandler Seda before they even get to the turn 1. But it looks like the Renault of New Zealand Ryan had a very good start as he's already there in second. 3 wide as they enter the first corner. The 2 Williams as well as the Mercedes of Venom. No contact though. Very clean racing there. Very close clean race for the first couple corners. And it looks like they are starting to single file it out. A little bit of side-by-side action there up turn number 3. Here they are coming to the end of the first sector. And it looks like it is your clear leader, VSR Dralix there, with second place New Zealand Ryan behind. Not too much contact there. Ooh, there's a bit of sideways there from New Zealand Venom, but either way, he held on to it. As now Ham Newton is going up his inside, and Chandler Seda is also going up his inside. They're both going to have him cleared coming out of the hairpin. As we see Warden there side by side with Jared. It's pay attention to this. Warden's already up in 6th place after starting in 10th. He's gained four spots in a matter of like 4 corners. So good stop by him. As you see them now coming through turn number 9, going to be very slick coming through this corner, especially in the wet here. Here they are coming down the first DRS straightaway. No DRS is going to be available here tonight due to the rain, but it is DRS straightaway nonetheless. Here they are coming through sector 3 now. Looks like Warden is going to clear Venom here going into 3rd sector. Good stuff from Warden here to now take 5th place. He's going from 10th to 5th in just a matter of 2 sectors, so well done from Warden. Here they are coming through the final corners now. VSR Dralix is still your leaders. Ooh, the Renault there of New Zealand Ryan goes a bit wide. Here they are approaching the final corner for the first time out of 33 times. Out of the final corner they come. Dralix is your leader. 2nd place New Zealand Ryan. 3rd place Chandler. And 4th is his teammate of Ham Newton. Warden up to 5th. New Zealand Venom in 6th. It looks like the order is kind of just the same from qualifying on back after them. As we see Andre Miri and Saxman possibly side by side there. It looks like Saxman was only disqualified from the formation lap as he is in the race. Camera changed, but they are side by side for position there. 11th place is what they're fighting for on the AstroTurf. There goes the Toro Rosso of Saxman, and it looks like Andre Miri is going to have him done there, as now Mean Fern's sticking up the inside. So Saxman, a good scrappy few corners there, and that's allowing these guys to get past him. It actually looks like he's fighting back here on the outside of the house there of Mean Fern, and it looks like he will still be side by side as they come up to the hairpin. And yeah, there he is. He's still on the left side. He's going to put it down the inside of Mean Fern, and it looks like he'll have him cleared coming out of the hairpin. Good stuff from Saxman up into 13th. We see not too much side-by-side action other than that, as we see it's just very single file here between our top runners. See a bunch of very loose there for the Renault of Jared. He almost lost it, but he held on. So good stuff from Jared to hold on to that. So you see Warden possibly looking to make an overtake here on Ham Newton quickly here. He's off to a flying start. From 10th to 5th is Warden. Once again, that's why he is one of your ones to watch here tonight. So here they are coming through the 3rd sector for the 2nd time. So just single file racing through here. Not too much side-by-side action you're going to see through this 3rd sector. It's very tight indeed. Very tough to go side-by-side through there or even try to think about making an overtake, as we see them all coming across the line to set the first respective fastest laps here. Looks like it belongs to New Zealand Ryan, I think that was. And yes, it is New Zealand Ryan so far, the fastest driver after lap 2. So here's New Zealand Venom coming into the 1st corner. Lost a good few positions there off the 1st lap, so he's going to try and get his head down here and get some of that time he lost. VSR Dralix, importantly, in 1st for his championship fight. Once again, he is 2nd in points, tied in 2nd in points with New Zealand Ryan. Jared is your points leader, so currently as we speak, that is going to put Dralix as your championship leader at the moment, but coming in, it is Jared, who is down in 7th, so you can't write Jared off just yet. We got a long way to go here tonight, 31 laps at the moment. He could definitely try and improve up the order here and defend his points lead, which is only 4 over his teammate Dralix. So we see B-Dunk, B-Dunk getting very sideways there, very sideways as he approaches turn number 9. Let's see how he negotiates the corner itself. Looks like he does that pretty well, actually, as here they are coming down this straightaway. There's a bit of a break there between the drivers. It's really 7th and 8th. There's a good split in the field, a good 1.2 seconds from Jared down to B-Dunk. Behind him is his teammate of Hoopalicious. B-Dunk taking that wide entry there to get a good straight exit. Once again, a lot of different ways you can take that corner for sure. Here they are coming through the 3rd sector once again. Not too much craziness going on just yet. Looks like these guys are just getting used to this wet track here, as they haven't been too much used to it at all. As Chandler goes to the top right there, fastest lap time, 1:32.6. So that's good for our race. If the 3rd place runner is the fastest car on track, that means he's going to be catching them and possibly making an overtake here very shortly. So here they are going up turns number 1 and 2. Looks like New Zealand Ryan is catching VSR Dralix. So this is the fight for the top of the championship standings here, right here, folks. Here they are coming up to the end of the Sector 1. It looks like New Zealand Ryan actually lost a bit of time there going up the corner. Turn number 3, once again, very tough to follow in the dirty air for sure in a high-speed right-hand uphill corner. Looks like he's going to have to wait to try and close in a bit more on Dralix to get that move done. See Chandler Seda gets very sideways there coming out of the hairpin in Sector 2. Going up the chicane right here. That's good. I feel like that's going to be a trouble spot for these guys. That curving on the right there and that uphill chicane, it's going to be very slick with all that wet standing water there on the right. As we see Warden very close to Ham Newton, only 3/10 back. Ooh, as it looks like in the background there, Venom gets very sideways. He's going to get passed by BRL Jared. So well done by Jared to notice what was going on with Venom there and not freak out. It's like he stayed very calm there and was able to get around him as Venom lost a ton of time. He lost the back end big time there on that left side curbing on the exit of turn number 9. Once again, I said it, that is going to be a trouble spot. It was already a trouble spot. Now that it's soaked, it's going to be even more so. So yeah, not a good start at all for Venom now. He's in 7th place. This B-Dunk might even look to get a move done on him here shortly. As we see New Zealand Ryan says the fastest lap of the race again. He's only 2/10 back off of Dralix. May even make a look here into turn number 1, but is more wise than that as he just tucks back in here. He's going to follow around a little bit longer. Wasn't close enough to stick it up the inside at all there. Good stuff from Ryan to recognize that. That could have been a Ricardo Vettel 2016 incident if you went for that up the inside. It looks like he didn't. Good stuff from him. As Chandler stayed on 3rd place there, 1.1 seconds back. So it looks like after setting that fastest lap time at the end of lap 3, he's kind of just cooling off here a little bit as he's already 1 second back off of Ryan. As behind him is Ham Newton, who is definitely under fire from Warden. I'd expect Warden to be looking here very shortly up the inside in one of these corners. As Ham Newton, once again, 1.3 seconds back off his teammates. Maybe Ham not used to the wet here. Looks like it's not typically his pace. He's been faster than this so far this season. Maybe the wet just isn't something that he's too acquainted to. Either way, here they come up to the 3rd sector once again. Warden very close. He was within 2/10 there of Ham Newton coming into that braking zone. Loses the nose a bit there, Warden does, but he regathers it quite nicely. As we see Venom is actually starting to close in a little bit back on Jared, I believe. It's only 0.8 between them. So we go back up to the front. Let's see if Ryan is close enough to make a move on Dralix. Looks like he isn't, though. It's 5/10 here as they exit the final corner. As Dralix actually sets the fastest, never mind, Chandler Seda sets the fastest lap time. So it looks like Chandler, after going slower that last time, goes back up to the top here, setting the fastest lap there at the end of lap 5. So a lot of back and forth cat and mouse here of lap times between these top 3 runners. As Ryan got very close there to VSR Dralix going up the hill. Wasn't close enough to make a move and go side by side there, though. And actually, he loses a bit of time. Once again, very tough to follow up that hill. Hard enough in the dirty air, but harder now that he's in the wet and the dirty air. So it's going to be tough for him to try and get a move done. I'd expect an undercut here at some point. I mean, I don't know if these I'd expect these guys to get to lap 15 or 16, something like that, and put on some intermediates there again. And actually, it might even dry off here. We might see the race go dry. It actually looks like the rain is a bit lighter than it was to start the race. Not too sure what the strategy is looking like right now, but either way, it looks like it is going to be very tough to actually pass people. We're just going to have to try. Oh, as Warden gets very sideways there at the exit of turn number 9. Looks like he was caught off guard right there as he actually loses a good 3/10 to Ham Newton getting sideways. But either way, I'm just saying, it's very tough to make a move in these conditions. I think these guys are just going to have to look for undercuts. As Warden touches the grass there on the right side, a bit too far to the right he was there through that winding right-hander. So we see not too much else going on. We see Sparky actually pretty close to Hoopalicious here. Sparky in 10th place. Looking to get another point here to move up from 10th to 9th. It's 1 point to 2 points. See Meanfern actually getting around Andre Miri here in the back. So battle for 13th, unlucky 13th right there for these two. But either way, we're going to look at Sparky here. It looks like Sparky actually lost a bit of time there on Hoopalicious. It's now 5/10 as they go down the main straight. And just check back in on our leaders. Looks like Dralix was able to hold on to the lead there once again from Ryan going down the main straightaway. And Chandler Seda is actually starting to reel in Ryan a little bit here. He's going from 9/10 down to now 8. It was 7 a moment ago, but it looks like he is closing in nonetheless, is Chandler on Ryan. As you see in 4th place, Ham Newton, once again, 1.8 seconds back. He's continuing to fall back from these guys. He's got to be killing Warden. He's kind of just stuck behind Ham right here, and he knows he's got the pace to catch these guys, but he's just gotten a roadblock right here of the Williams of Ham Newton. BRL Jared down there in 6th, Venom in 7th once again. Venom, once again, if you missed it, he had a bit of a rough corner there a couple laps ago coming out of turn number 9, lost the back end big time, cost him a position there to BRL Jared, as Jared was promoted up into 6th place due to that. So Gonna have to take a look back here at the front. Looks like these guys are actually starting to spread out a little bit, as Chandler is now within 7/10 of Ryan. Here they are coming through the third sector. Alex, your leader once again, still holding on to that lead as we see Sparky actually making a move on Hoopalicious down here. We missed that. He was able to get the move done. I didn't look at it because he lost some time there coming out of the first sector. But it looks like he was able to gain that time back and even get around him. So there's our first overtake we've seen in a while here on lap 8. Well done by Sparky. He's in need of a good race here tonight, as we don't, he doesn't want me to speak of the last 4 weeks, but, yeah, either way, good stuff from here so far to be promoted in a 9th place. It's currently 2 points to his name. Still no points on the driver's table, but there's still a lot of races here to gather some points, as we are only on round 5 out of 21. But either way, back up to the front. It looks like Ryan actually got very close to Dralix. Maybe not the most clean few corners for him, as he was only 2/10 apart there going through the first sector. Here they are coming up to the hairpin, possibly looking to the left. No, he doesn't. Ryan is just going to tuck in. Ooh, as Ryan went for an earlier apex there. Then the Mercedes of Dralix, they got very close. Dralix kind of tried to back up the corner there, and that caused the Renault to get very close there. No contact, though, but they were very close. Here they are coming up to turn number 9. Very close. It'd be very tough for Ryan to follow through there. Yes, it is. He actually loses a 10th, goes from 3 to 4. As these two guys being very close has allowed Chandler to get very close. As we see in the background, Warden is getting even closer to Ham Newton. So a lot of these guys are closing into each other at around the same pace here. And actually, speaking of that, Ham Newton is continuing to lose time on these guys ahead. It's now 2.4. It was 1.8 a lap ago. So once again, Warden, it is critical that Warden gets around Ham very shortly here if he's going to have any chance in catching up to the battle for the podium, at least so far in the first stint. As we see here, they are coming through the final corner. It looks like Ryan got a bit of a shaky exit to go into that corner. Doesn't give him the best shot in the world, but he is going to be in the slipstream. Oh, is actually Warden picks up a 3-second time penalty this early in the race. Not good at all for him. But either way, here we are coming up to the first corner. Very close between Ryan and Dralix, but not close enough to stick a move up there on the right side. So very tight, but not close enough. As we see B-Dunk and New Zealand Venom actually going at it down the main straight. Side by side for 7th as they go to the first corner. Still side by side as they come to turn number 2. And it looks like B-Dunk is going to be on top as they come out of turn number 3. It's a good job by B-Dunk there. Oh, it actually looks like Venom is going to cross him here. Get back to the right side as they now enter sector 2. Oh, yeah, he punches it there on the inside, but it looks like B-Dunk is going to have the better rotation on the outside, and that puts him now on the left side going into the downhill hairpin. Still side by side between these two, and it looks like B-Dunk will have him cleared coming out of that hairpin corner. Never mind. Oh, yeah, no, it looks like he did have him cleared. So well done by B-Dunk there to capitalize on Venom. He's up into 7th place, so good move. For sure, we've seen a lot of good moves from B-Dunk this season. Never for the win, never for the lead, but a lot of good moves nonetheless, wherever he is. So good driving once again from B-Dunk. Glad to see it. You see BRL Jared is kind of sitting in no man's land right here. He's 2.02 seconds ahead of 7th and a good 1.9, actually 3 seconds behind 5th of Warden. It looks like Warden actually lost some time on Ham here. Possibly when he picked up that penalty, he may have run super wide. So Warden in 5th place, 1.9 seconds back now on Ham Newton. So maybe he doesn't have the pace we thought he did after the first few laps. Either way, we're going to go back into the leaders here. This is only 3/10 here between Ryan and Dralix approaching the first corner. Here they are coming in the first corner. Dralix goes defensive on the right, but it looks like it is not close enough once again for Ryan to even make a move. So yeah, it looks like Dralix is a very good setup here through sector 3. He gets onto that final corner very well, gets out of that final corner very well to get a good shot down the main straight, and that's holding on to his lead right now. I mean, if I were him, I'd hope this stays wet, because if it goes dry and we have these dry conditions, that DRS is going to be available to Ryan. And if Ryan is close enough already without that DRS, he's going to be around him if that becomes available to him. So if I'm Dralix, I'm hoping it stays wet here. But it is looking like the rain is a bit lighter once again. But I'm not too sure about that. It could just be a graphical thing. Either way, here they are coming through turn number 9 once again. Once again, Ryan loses a good bit of time there. It's very hard to follow in that dirty air. But either way, actually looks like he gained a bit of time, actually. He went from 4 to 3/10. Oh, his Dralix actually looks like he got very early on the brakes there. New Zealand Ryan is very, very close here. Let's keep an eye. Let's go right on board with Ryan here to the 3rd sector. So he's going to set up a good exit here out of this right-hander. Not good enough to stay close. Oh, as he actually runs wide and picks up. Come on, that was barely even over the white line. But it's going to be a 3-second time penalty nonetheless for New Zealand Ryan. Not ideal here. Already only on lap 10. He already has a 3-second time penalty, but let's see if he can atone for it and grab the lead here. He's very close to Dralix coming down the main straight, and they are going to be side by side for sure. To the left goes New Zealand Ryan, and it is side by side for the lead as they go into turn number 1. Here they are, hard on the brakes, and around the outside goes Ryan. A bit of contact between the front axle there of Dralix, but looks like he's able to hold on to it. And Ryan is now your leader, but not provisionally the leader due to the 3-second time penalty he just picked up. So technically, Dralix is still your leader. New Zealand Ryan needs to pull out another 1.6 seconds here to have that first position locked it down. But either way, it was a good move by him to get around Dralix there around the outside of turn number 1. So good stuff from the Renault. As we now see Chandler Seda is also very close here to Dralix, so he might make a move here shortly. Very good race for Chandler so far. He needs a good one, especially after the heartbreaker last week in Baku, where he kind of wrecked there at the end and threw away a points position. He's now in 4th, and he's in 3rd, and it looks like he might even promote himself up here to 2nd if he's good enough through these next few corners, because Dralix is looking a bit slidey here. Looks like he's lost a good bit of traction on his intermediate tires. As we see Warden, Warden is closing back in on Ham, so I think it is safe to say that he made a mistake there to cause him to lose all that time. He definitely does have good pace here tonight. Here he is coming through the 3rd sector now. 5/10 only now behind Ham, so he's going to have to put in a good few corners here in his Ferrari to get a good run here out of the final corner to possibly overtake Ham Newton into turn number 1. We'll take a look back on that in a second. Looks like Chandler lost a bit of time there to Dralix through the 3rd sector. Once again, looks like Dralix has a very good car through his 3rd sector. So he's able to open it up there on the car behind, as he was when he was in the leader. But either way, we're going to follow back up with Warden here. He's only 2/10 now behind Ham Newton down the front straightaway, but not close enough to make a move once again. So Warden's going to be hungry here. He's going to be hungry for that 4th place, but he's just not able to get it, at least so far. As we see down the rest of the grid, we got a bunch of big gaps here between these guys. Kind of unfortunate. I don't know. I'm feeling like if it was dry, we'd be seeing more overtaking, but yeah, it's what we were dealt. We got some rain here, and it's what these drivers have to deal with, and it's what us viewers back at home have to deal with as well. These guys just not going for it quite as heavily as they probably would. Ooh, as Sparky drifts the 3rd corner there, it's 4th corner. Drifts it right there. So you see Hoopalicious behind him doing a respectable drive here in 4th place. 10th place, mind me. If I said 4th, that was a complete mistake. He's in 10th place, currently in a 1-point position there. So you see Alderfer, once again, Alderfer not off to the greatest start to his season. He's still got 0 points. It's only him and the 2 McLarens at 0 points here after 4 races. So he's going to want to get that 10th place to put a point to his name here. See Andre Miri and Saxman has lost a lot of time. So it looks like Saxman, solid driver in the dry, but maybe not the greatest here in the wet. It's something he's gonna want to improve on here as the season continues. See him sporting that number 24. New Zealand Ryan is starting to open it up here on Dralix. Once again, it is not 3 seconds, so he is technically still not the leader. It actually looks like Warden is only 2/10 behind Ham again. Can he make a move? No, he can't. So let's get that it looks like he's gonna have to be 3/10 coming out of the final corner. He's been 4/10 out of the final. Oh, it's actually Ham loses the back end there. Presents an opportunity for Warden up the inside, but it looks like Ham was able to get a good exit due to the placement that slide put his car in. He goes defensive there, does Ham Newton. I don't think he really needed to, and that's going to allow Warden to get an undercut here on the right side. But Ham is in position to defend it again down the hill. It's actually Ham goes a bit deep on the brakes, allows for Warden to cross it back here on the left. Warden is putting his car in very good places here. It looks like Ham has just been doing enough that he needs to keep him ahead. Once again, another good corner for Warden, but Ham Newton is able to get away from him thanks to that dirty air. Oh, it was actually Warden misses the apex there. Slides through turn number 9. Very slidey indeed. Loses another couple tenths. That's not good for him. His chances of getting around Ham Newton down the front straightaway. But either way, Warden is giving it all here. He wants to get around. Oh, he eats all of that curve on the left side, does Warden. He's gonna be pushing here very hard to try and get as close as he can to Ham to present himself with an overtaking possibility down the front straightaway. As we see in 3rd place, Chandler Seda is only 5/10 behind Dralix, who is now 2 seconds behind Ryan. Ryan needs 1 more second to be your leader, so pay attention to that on the left side of your screen. As we see Chandler getting closer down the main straight, but he will not be close enough to make the move. 3rd place is what he's still going to have to settle for here is Chandler. As here we are on lap 14, we're getting very close to pit stops, I would imagine. As you see in the background there, Warden very close once again to Ham. Actually looks like Ham was very tight there on the right side. It's going to present Warden with a better exit, I believe. But yeah, it looks like it is a better exit, but not enough to get him alongside. Never mind, he is going to go deep on the brakes on the left side is Warden. Going to cross it back to the right on here as Ham Newton. Very good exit indeed for Warden. He's going to go to the outside, possibly going to cross Ham. Ham goes a bit deep, but not too deep to get crossed over from Warden. So good driving, good defensive driving from Ham Newton to hold on to that fourth place position. He's putting his car in excellent place. Oh, as Warden loses it, goes into a half spin and saves it. Excellent save from Warden. He should have lost. Oh, it's actually he spins out in turn number 9, does Warden, and he has completely lost it. Oh man. Warden now in 6th place, 7th place. He's going to lose another few positions, I believe, as he is completely spun out in turn number 9. That is heartbreak for Warden. He was on for a very good race. He's now all the way down to 9th place. I think the slide that he had through that uphill chicane really warmed up those tires, possibly flat spotted him, and that was enough to unsettle it again through turn number 9. I would expect Warden to pit right here. He did a lot of damage to those tires for sure. Keep an eye on that. We'll see what he does here coming through this final chicane. Very upsetting for him. He was on for a very good finish. Already up in 5th, and man, he started in 10th. He's currently still better than where he started, but he was a lot further up the order. As here he is coming in the pit lane. Actually, if there's a lap you're going to spin, it looks like this is the lap to do it, as a lot of drivers are opting to make their first pit stop here on lap 14. Coming in the pits, I'm expecting another set of intermediates for Warden, and yes, it is another set of intermediates as well for all the drivers up ahead. I'll look at the detail on here for the tire fitted for these guys. Yes, it is. You see it is just intermediates for all of them. No one putting on softs, not softs or anything dry for that matter, as it is still raining. Still too wet to put on that tire. But yeah, Saxman now up in 13th, just because it looks like Andre's in last, actually, mind me. See him coming out of the pit lane, but either way, back up to the front, New Zealand Ryan is still your leader. Let's see if he pits here, coming through the 3rd sector now. Looks like this is about halfway through the race. 33 laps, 15, 16, 17. This is about when I would expect these guys to pit. A lot of drivers pitted on lap 14, interestingly enough. It's, I think, as early as you can go with a one-stop here. So here they are coming through these final corners is Ryan. Here he comes. Let's see if he pits, and no, it looks like he's staying out. See about Dralix back here. He is coming in the pits, and Chandler Seda is staying out. So it looks like Chandler's going to try and do an overcut here on Dralix. He was very close, so let's see if he can actually improve on that lap time as he was running the last few laps without being in the dirty air of Dralix. May even be able to jump him here as they do a pit stop. I would expect Chandler to pit this time around, but we'll focus on that for sure. As you see Dralix coming in the pit lane. Very slow pit lane here. There he is coming up to his pit stall, and I would expect intermediates for sure. It actually looks like he was pitted. He has already pitted. Yes, he has. Here he is coming on track. He is on his intermediate tires. Fresh intermediates for him, those green walls. As we see Hoopalicious coming in this the first corner in 6th place right there, right behind Dralix. It's giving him a, man, I mean, Hoopalicious is that far back that the 2nd place runner is already ahead of him, even though he hasn't done a pit stop yet. So Hoop's going to want to charge onward here with his race. Try and pick up some more points. See, yeah, he has not pitted yet. And B-Dunk on back has pitted, except for Sax. Looks like Saxman actually pitted a good few laps ago. I'm not sure what happened. It possibly spinned. I might have missed it. So he has done 5 laps on these intermediate compound tires. 13th place there, and he has already done a pit stop. Let's see if he tries to go to the end of Saxman. That'll be interesting to follow. Oh, so he picks up a penalty the second I look at him. I swear, whenever I look at these guys, it's like warned a few minutes ago, something bad happens. I am so sorry. Well, either way, back up to the front, we see New Zealand Ryan coming through the final corner. Looks like he is going to pit this time. We see Chandler Seda. He is staying out for another lap time. That's very weird. I mean, yeah, he's just allowing Dralix here to be on those fresher tires for a longer period of time, is Chandler. Either way, Ryan is pitting right now. Here he is putting on another set of intermediates. We see Ham Newton is in the pits as well. I'd expect Jared in here too. Yes, he is. As we see Dralix coming around the final corner. Let's see if that undercut was enough to get him ahead of New Zealand Ryan. On board we are with Dralix, and no, looks like Ryan was able to beat him out. Yeah, so he was able to defend that undercut rather well, was Ryan, as he is already 2.7 seconds ahead of Dralix, only coming out of the pit lane. So good stuff from Ryan there to protect that undercut that Dralix tried to put on him. as we see actually some side-by-side action between B-Dunk and Jared. No, not action. He was just coming out of the pits. My apologies there. Giving some false hope. Either way, B-Dunk now up in 8th place provisionally. Jared, I think, lost a couple positions here doing that extra lap on his old tires, possibly. As actually looks like Mean Fern and Alderfer still haven't pitted yet there in 6th and 7th. This could pose a good stack up here of the grid here. 7th on back, these two guys, 6th on back, mind me. These two guys might hold up these new tires of the runners behind them. As we see, let's see if Chandler is going to pit this time. Here he is coming up to the final couple corners here, into the final chicane he goes. Let's see if he pits. Coming out of the penultimate corner, here he is, and yes, into the pit lane comes Chandler Seda. Expect another set of intermediates to go on right here, as with everyone else. Hope he doesn't speed, and no, he doesn't. A good entry there for Chandler Seda. What's interesting is to see if he gets around Dralix here, because it looks like he was trying to do an overcut on Dralix for 2nd place. We'll ride on board with Dralix here as he rounds the final corner. Let's see if he is able to stay ahead of Chandler Seda. Across the line he comes to start on lap number 18. Where is Chandler? Chandler is still in the pit lane, and Dralix is going to still be your 2nd place runner. It's a good job by Dralix there to capitalize on his undercut to gap Chandler there. He's put it out to 1.8 seconds. It was only a few tenths before the pit stop sequence began. But once again, this could come back around at Chandler's favor as this race continues, because he will have fresher tires as this race progresses. So expect tire wear to hit Dralix here sooner than it does Chandler, unless Dralix is very good to his tires indeed, as he's actually already gained 0.3 through the first sector, has Chandler. So it's going from 1.8 to 1.5, now 1.4. Maybe Dralix is going to have to push a little bit here to try and stay away from Chandler Seda. As we see Ham Newton here in 5th place. Hoopalicious is in 4th. That's the only reason why Ham is in 5th. He still hasn't pitted yet, has Hoopalicious. Very interesting, as Alderfer hasn't pitted as well. What are the chances these guys are trying to go to the end on these tires? You know, you're not allowed, it's not disallowed to go all the way to the end from the starting tires when it is wet conditions, but that is very tough indeed. As we see side-by-side action, not side-by-side, but very close action coming through turn number 9 there. A lot of sliding there on that curb on the left side on the exit, as we see B-Dunk very close to Alderfer Jr. on those old compound tires. He's really stacking up the grid here. There could be some contact here for sure, as it looks like B-Dunk's going to try and stick it up the inside here through the 3rd sector. Gets a little bit of sausage curb on the right and pops him up. Puts him side by side here once again here through the final chicane. Cuts the corner a bit, does B-Dunk. That might have been an illegal overtake, but it is an overtake either way. He's now around Alderfer. As we see Mean Fern jumps into the pit. No, he doesn't jump into the pits. He just gets stormed around the outside by Venom and Warden. So good stuff from Venom and Warden to make some evasive action there on the old compound tire runner of Mean Fern. As we see Jared now very close behind. Jared is in 11th place. That is very surprising. I can't believe he's in 11th. But either way, he is in 11th. He's going to try and close in here on Mean Fern on those old tires and get around him here very shortly. As I'd also expect Venom to be making moves here on Alderfer very shortly. He is very, very old tires once again. 18 laps is Alderfer Jr. As we see Venom now getting very close indeed, as we see Warden also very, very close to the rear end of Venom. So we might see Warden make some overtakes here, as we saw him making a lot of overtakes early in the race. He'd maybe not be done here. And actually, interestingly enough, looks like the rain has stopped, so we might see some dry compound running late in the session. As ERS Ham Newton gets around Hoopalicious there, looks like he was able to get that move done. Yes, he was Ham Newton. Good stuff from him to promote himself into 4th place. That's why these guys are staying out now. I'm thinking about it, because the rain has stopped, and now we are side by side for 7th. B.R. Alderfer Jr. and New Zealand Venom. Looks like he was able to hold on to it. But either way, I was trying to mention, these guys are trying to stretch it out to the dry running. Looks like they didn't think it was necessary to do a pit stop here, because we're going to be putting on dries here very shortly. Very interesting by them for sure. And something very smart actually, because that puts them way up the grid from where they were initially to start this race. Well, here they are coming in the pit lane. It is going to be dry compound tires for all these guys. So you see Hoopalicious picking up a penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to cancel out the benefit that he had by by trying to stay out there. It's actually, now I understand why Jared was that far back. He was never mind, he isn't on mediums. He's doing another lap on intermediates. I don't know why Jared's doing that. Not the smartest move for sure, as DRS has just been enabled. That is basically the the signal right there that it is time to go on the dry tires. Jared's going to have to stick out another lap here on the intermediates. I think he's going to lose even more positions because all these guys behind him provisionally are on dries now. So expect that to happen. As we see, Andre Miri is also still on intermediates. Don't know why he's still out there. He had the chance to pit. These guys are just going to storm around him for sure. Aldifer's already around him, and Warden's going to get around him too right here. See Warden there side by side into the second sector here under the bridge, and he has that position taken care of. Warden up to 9th. As we see Miri falling down now to 10th. Still don't know why he stayed out on those intermediates, but he did. Sparky now in 12th. I mean, these guys might gain a lot of time here on the leaders. The leaders only now pitting on their intermediates. This will be very, very interesting to see how they all stack up as these leaders exit the pit lane here. Here they are putting on those hard, is it hards? No, it looks like it is mediums for Ryan. It's kind of, ooh, as he's actually getting held up in the pits is Ryan. Or possibly a penalty for him as now his car goes into a ghost car. I'm not sure what's happened there to New Zealand Ryan. Yellow flag sector 2. Did someone spin out in sector 2? Let's take a look at that. Don't think we did lose anyone. Maybe someone just lost the back end. But either way, there was a yellow flag. I'm not sure what happened to Ryan. No, he is still on the track, and he is still your leader. Something odd happened there visually as his car went into a ghost mode there in the pit lane. But either way, he is still your leader. As we see VSR Dralix in second place still. Ham Newton there in 4th place as he exits the pit lane. B-Dunk coming out of the pits here. Looks like he's going to lose some spots here, especially on his teammate. His teammate Hoopalicious is going to jump him. So that one pit stop strategy is paying off here for Hoopalicious. Well done by him. He's already around his teammate. His Warden down there in 7th is going to try and close in on B-Dunk as well. Aldifer Jr. very close to Warden. He might be trying to put him under pressure here shortly. I'm pretty sure Warden just got around Aldifer actually, but we'll see what happens as this continues. As we see New Zealand Venom there in 10th place. Once again, not a great race for Venom. He is your 6th place runner in the championship, and to be down in 10th place, it's not really contributing to his chance to fight for the title. So he's going to have to come back stronger here in Monaco if he's able to grab some points. Ooh, as he loses the back end there, does he, coming out of the hairpin. Very good save there from Venom, but either way, not a race that we'd expect out of him. You see Jared there in 9th place. Once again, not a great race for him either. You see Aldifer and Warden there coming down this DRS straight away. Back up to the front, New Zealand Ryan is your leader. He is 6.7 seconds ahead of 2nd place. And yeah, he is very clear right here of the lead because don't forget he had that 3 seconds time penalty. And he is 6.8 seconds ahead, so theoretically he's only 3.8 seconds ahead of Dralix as Ham Newton actually sets the fastest lap of the race. And I said it was kind of mixed who ran mediums and hards. It's actually not mixed at all. It is only Venom who put on the hards. So interesting by Venom to put on those hard compound tires. Looks like you could definitely get to the end here on the mediums. Possibly a mistake there and strategically from him. Either way, as we see Ham Newton coming up the first sector here to start the second sector. Side by side possibly for Saxman and Mean Fern down here. Now it looks like Saxman has him done before they even get to the first corner, so he missed that. Finally, some side-by-side action. We haven't had some for a good while here. It's actually, oh, looks like Mean Fern goes back up the inside of Saxman. They're going to be side-by-side coming up the first sector. Here they are approaching the bridge. Hard on the brakes is going to be Saxman. He's going to clear that Rich Energy Haas of Mean Fern before they even get out of the corner. So good stuff from Saxman to defend that position. Oh, as Mean Fern goes to the right there, going down the hill. Almost tried to put it around the outside there, but it looks like Saxman had the better line and the better corner indeed, as he's going to hold on to 12th place coming out of that hairpin. So good driving by the two of them. Ahead of them is Sparky, not too far ahead. We might see Saxman putting on some positions here as this race ends here. We only got 10 to go when we come around to hit the line next time by. We might see Sax. Oh, as we see a yellow flag in sector 3. It's Aldifer Jr. Aldifer Jr. is in the wall, so it looks like he either had some contact there or he lost it. Possibly some wing damage there for BRL Aldifer Jr. He's now down at 13. What happened to Aldifer Jr.? That's a nightmare for him. He was on for a great finish there. He stayed out and did one stop there off his initial starting tires, the intermediates that he started with. And he gained a lot of time by doing that strategy. And looks like it's just not going to pay off for him tonight, because he doesn't even pit here, and he does visibly have wing damage. So very interesting that Aldifer did not pit, but either way, nightmare for him. Once again, he is one of 3 drivers to still have 0 points to their name, and that's not good for him. Man, and speaking of drivers who have 0 points to their name, EGC Sparky does it as well. that wreck from Aldiford is going to promote Sparky up into 10th place. Looks like he might actually get some points here tonight. So, man, good clean race from Sparky to be here in the points. Looks like back up here, looks like Warden is only 3/10 behind B-Dunk, and B-Dunk is only 1/10 behind Hoopalicious. Very close quarters between the teammates as they are now side by side down the DRS straightaway. Approaching turn number 10, it looks like B-Dunk will have them cleared before they even get to the corner. Textbook over to, ooh, it looks like Warden was actually able to sneak to the outside there of Hoop, and he has Hoop cleared before they even get out of turn number 10. So good stuff from Warden there. It was a very, oh, he immediately picks up a 3-second time penalty. Come on, man. You got to follow that move up with some good driving. He picks up a penalty there. So not good for Warden at all. But either way, it was a good move to get around Hoopalicious. It was a very late move to the outside. Hard on the brakes was Warden. Got it done. Good stuff from him. As we see up here, looks like there's not much tight racing other than what we just saw. Mean Fern falling away from Saxman here. Saxman on for another solid race here. If he is able to catch up to Sparky, and that would be super depressing for Sparky. But just saying it, he only has one point to his name if he finishes in that 10th position. But it looks like it's not safe as Saxman is closing in here. Went from 1.8 to 1.1 to 9/10, excuse me. 1.1 seconds down to 9/10 as they came through those first few corners. So Saxman is not done with this race. Looks like he's going to have to come up to Sparky here as these final laps continue. Losing my voice here, I apologize, you guys. A bit of a sore throat. Either way, here they are coming through. Ooh, Jared, I was going to say, he's coming through turn number 9. Loses the back end there on the exit curving on the left, but was able to hold on to it. Good job by Jared to not lose the back end, but not good to lose some percentage there on the wear of his tires. It's not going to do his tires any favor to be sideways through there. As we see Warden actually closing in on B-Dunk. Looks like we're going to have another overtake from Warden here very shortly as we actually are right on board with him as he approaches the final corner. Out of the final corner he comes, and the DRS is wide open for Warden. Tucked in the stream he is of B-Dunk. Is B-Dunk going to go right or is he going to go left? B-Dunk stays to the left. At the right does Warden. Side by side from 5th place as they go into the first corner, and Warden will have that position taken care of before they even get there. So textbook overtake from Warden. Well done to promote himself into 5th place. Right where he was early in the race before he lost the back end and spun out in turn number 9. That was in the first stint when he was right behind Ham Newton. Looks like he's able to fight his way back up into that 5th place. A good job by Warden to return to where he rightfully belonged. But other than that, it looks like that might be the end of action for a while, aside from Saxman closing in on Sparky. And speaking of, looks like Saxman may have done a mistake there on that lap as he lost 7/10 to Sparky. It went from 0.9 to 1.6 there on that lap, so he's going to have to put his head down here and try and close back in on Sparky in the McLaren to try and get that position taken care of here. That's a fight for the point. They are far down the grid, but that is a fight for a point, so not something we should take our attention away from, but we'll check back in on it soon as we see Chandler goes fastest here. Chandler might not be done with Dralix here. May not be done. He's only 2 seconds back is Chandler. And he just set the oh, we have yellow flag. Oh no. Oh no, it is Sparky. Dude, I am so sorry. EGC Sparky once again has lost it in the 3rd sector. Oh my god, he has done this so many times this season. So it's going to be 0 points again here tonight after 5 races. We got to focus on 7th place here. Looks like Jared was able to get around Hoopalicious. Not too sure if it was a battle, but looks like he was able to get the position taken there, was Jared. Up to 7th place he goes. Just trying to look down there at Sparky. Is Sparky in the pit lane? No, Sparky's not in the pit lane, but it looks like he is going to challenge here on Aldiford. Now, looks like Aldiford actually got around him there for 12th place, mind me. Sparky, this has just been such a nightmare start to the season for Sparky, as well as his teammate Cookie, and it looks like it is just continuing here tonight. It's going to be 0 points again for the McLaren camp. They are in dead last in the Constructors on 0 points. Man, so they've got to get their form here taken care of next week at Monaco. Very tough place to get your form fixed, but it's a track nonetheless. We'll see if they can get it done there. As we see Jared actually looks like he's making a move here on B-Dunk. Yes, he did. Sorry we weren't looking at that. Looks like Jared was able to get around B-Dunk there for 6th place. So Jared's starting to drive the way we know him. He is up in 6th place now. I mean, he was running in 11th place a minute ago. I'm not sure what was going on with his race, but it's looking the way it should be now for him. He's up in 6th place. has a chance to hunt down Warden. Warden does have a good 6 seconds worth of penalties. Not sure how many Jared has, but either way, it looks like he's going to have a fair shot at closing in on Warden to grab that 5th place position. He's only 2.4 seconds back. We'll take a look on that. As we now actually see the 2 Alfa Romeos of B-Dunk and Hoopalicious are coming close here. And as these final laps are winding down, we might see a teammate battle within the Alfa Romeo camp for sure. As we see them very close indeed, only 3/10 apart between the two of them. As Sparky goes around here, Aldifer Jr. for 12th place. I guess it's a good move there by Sparky. I mean, he spun out on those tires, and they definitely lost a good bit of traction after that spin. It looks like he was able to get back around. Aldifer Jr. is a good job by Sparky, I guess, even though he's down in 12th place. So you see back to the battle for 7th place. Looks like B-Dunk is going to get DRS on Jared, and it's gonna hurt Hoopalicious here, who did have DRS himself, but the DRS of his teammate was able to propel his teammate back forward, making it more difficult for him to stick up the inside there. See different lines taken once again through that right-hander. An earlier apex for Hoop, a later apex for B-Dunk. Evens out to 4/10, actually 6/10. So it looks like B-Dunk had a very good corner by running that late apex. Looks like he's going to stretch it out here, yeah, as they get to the final corner. Very good final sector for B-Dunk. He stretched it out to 1.1 seconds, and Hoopalicious won't even have DRS. So oh, actually, yes, he will. I don't know if I agree with that. He was 1.1 seconds back. It was an excellent third sector there for B-Dunk, but it looks like Hoopalicious was close enough to get that DRS nonetheless, because that has allowed him to close it down to 8/10 here, possibly even 7/10 as they get up the hill. Yes, it is now in the 7/10 window. We'll see if Hoopalicious is able to close in even more as this race continues here. Not too much racing left to go. We're going to have 5 laps left remaining as New Zealand Ryan crosses the line this time around. Here they are, Hoopalicious and B-Dunk coming up that uphill chicane. Again, that in the wet, that was a very tough corner, but once it's dry, these guys are able to negotiate that much simpler there for sure. So we see, actually looks like B-Dunk is gaining there on Hoopalicious a little bit again. He's up to 9/10 now. If B-Dunk is able to put in this third sector that he did a lap ago, that is certainly going to put Hoopalicious out of DRS range. So yeah, it looks like Hoopalicious actually did just lose a 10th there. It's going to 0.99. He's got to have a good final couple corners here if he wants DRS. But nah, looks like B-Dunk will have him clear of that. Ooh, never mind. Hoopalicious had a very good final chicane, and he will have DRS. I believe he will. Hoopalicious does have the DRS. Yes, he does. Let's see the yellow flag in Sector 3. What happens in Sector... Oh my god. I'm not even going to say it. It's Sparky. All right, back up to 7th place. B-Dunk and Hoopalicious. 4/10 apart they are. So it was a good run down the front straightaway there with the DRS open for Hoopalicious. He'll only be 4/10 back on his teammate. Very wide on the left side of the track is Hoopalicious, trying to maximize the track there to gain as much time as he can on his... Oh no, as he actually gets on the grass there, does Hoopalicious coming out of that corner to start Sector 2. Not a good way to close in on your teammate, but hey, he didn't lose too much time. I won't give him too much credit for that. It's actually... Ooh, as Andre Miri has retired from this session. Looks like he's had an accident, possibly. We'll see, Sparky hasn't passed him yet. Something happened to Andre Miri. Will this spark a safety car? No, it does not look like it will spark a safety car. So it looks like we'll just have green flag running with 4 to go here now as Ryan crosses the line. There's 4 laps here to go. I guess we don't see the safety car here this late in the race. Either way, it is 4 to go nonetheless. We see Hoopalicious is now 1.04 back off his teammate. Yeah, so it looks like the mistake he made was enough to knock him out of the DRS range of his teammate. Let's see if B-Dunk had good enough sector there to stretch it away from Hoop. Here they are coming on the final corner. It's actually ahead of them. Looks like Jared and Warden are going at it. Mind me, side by side between Jared and Warden. And it looks like Jared is going to have him cleared before they get to the first corner. So focused on the Alfa Romeos that we missed a battle there for 5th place. And Jared was able to get it done there around the outside of Warden down the main straightaway. So well done by him to get him past with that DRS wide open. We might see Warden make a pass back here on him as the DRS range is going to come back up right here. There's another DRS zone. Ooh, yeah, they're very tight is the Renault and the Ferrari there. Coming down the hill into the hairpin. Let's see if Warden is able to hold on to it very close here through the turn number 9. As Andre now leaves the session, that's going to be the end of his night. Hate to see it for the Racing Point. But either way, here they are coming to this turn number 9. Looks like Warden is going to have a good shot through there. Only 3/10 back. DRS wide open. Is he close enough to stick it up the inside? But no, he is not. In the background, we saw, looks like Sparky went very wide to the other track there. But either way, it looks like B-Dunk is actually getting closed in on again by his teammate of Hoopalicious. It's only 5 tenths between the two of them. But it is closer for 5th place up here between Jared and Warden. We'll see. It is only 3 tenths now between these two drivers. Jared has been, what is it? No, Warden has been too fast here tonight to go down without a fight. And sure enough, here they are coming out of the final corner. All the way down to the right side goes Jared to try and break that slipstream. DRS open for Warden. Tucked in the slipstream he is, and it looks like Warden is going to go to the right side by side for 5th as they go into the first corner. Here he is, hard on the brakes as Warden, but it looks like Jared is harder as he is as Warden loses the back end there coming through turn number 2. As we see Hoopalicious getting the pass done on B-Dunk, his teammate. So he was able to get it done there in the background. Sorry we missed that. A lot of battles now here going right down at the end of the race, all at the same time. Which they had happened at different times. We'd be able to follow both of them. But either way, Warden is able to get very close to Jared, not close enough to get the move done, but Hoopalicious was able to get close enough to get the move done on his teammate of B-Dunk. So good move there by Hoopalicious, promote himself up to the 7th place. So you see Warden here, only 7 tenths now. Actually, I say only, he lost a good few tenths there through the first sector. He's got the DRS though. Let's see if he can close in enough time to make another shot down the front straightaway. 7 tenths is all that he's going to be able to close it down to. He's going to need a remarkable 3rd sector here to be close enough to get a good shot out of the final corner and make a move on Jared. Got to hope that Jared's possibly running out his battery here, but we'll see for sure as they come onto the main straightaway. Warden pops that curve there, sets his car up for a good shot out of the final corner. Yes, it does, as he gains a good couple tenths there. Warden's down to 6 tenths now as he opens the DRS, but I don't know if he's going to be close enough to get a move done. We'll follow along either way. Here he is coming down the main straightaway. DRS open for Warden, tucked in the slipstream, but not close enough to get the move done. I think Jared might have that position locked down. He's able to pull away from Warden the way he did the last lap, then he's going to put him out of DRS range. So you have yellow flag in Sector 3. What's going on in Sector 3? Oh, it's Alderfer again. Looks like he lost the back end. Pop that curb on the left side. I said it in qualifying. Sparky's been disqualified for driving the wrong way. Looks like he spun out too. Not too sure what happened there, but I said it in qualifying. That curve in Sector 3, that quick left-hander, very tall curve, it can really unsettle the car. Looks like an unsettled Alderfer's, and he wants spinning, so it's going to be last place provisionally here of the final runners. 12th place for Alderfer, so heartbreak once again for him. Red Bull not having a great season so far. They are next to last in the Constructors with 9 points. They're going to have to improve on it next week at Monaco. But either way, we see Mean Fern here. He's in 11th place. Not the best run for Mean Fern. He's been doing decently so far this season. I believe here he is. He's got 2 points to his name. He's been solid there in the second tier, really, of the midfield. It looks like he's not going to be close enough to get a point here tonight, as Saxman does occupy that final points-paying position. As it is now the white flag lap. It is the final lap here in the Spanish Grand Prix for New Zealand Ryan, as we see B-Dunk and Hoopalicious going back at it again. It looks like B-Dunk was able to get around Hoop, his teammate, able to retake that 7th position. I'm sorry, I was kind of rambling on there about me and Fern. We had a battle for 7th place once again. So it looks like B-Dunk was able to retake that position off his teammate. We'll follow that as his final lap ensues. But back up to the front, New Zealand Ryan is... as we see Alderfer drifting there. I actually skipped Ryan and saw Alderfer drifting there through that tricky right-hander. That was right in front of the leader, it was, but either way, here comes Ryan, that leader, coming through the final chicane. It looks like it is going to be a return to form race here tonight for New Zealand Ryan. He is going to take the checkered flag here in Spain and win the Spanish Grand Prix. Well done by him. His first win since Bahrain, I believe it was. So good stuff by him to come across the line first here tonight. VSR Alex comes across the line there as well in 2nd place. 3rd place is Chandler Seda right behind him, and out of the final corner, looks like Ham Newton is going to lock down 4th place. Once again, Ham, maybe not the best driver, but definitely the most consistent. He's been right up there. If he's not on the podium, he's very close to the podium indeed. 4th place for yours, Ham Newton. It actually looks like Jared had a huge mistake out of the final corner. Warden wasn't close enough to capitalize on it, but Jared made a huge mistake nonetheless, as Warden is in 6th place. Venom promoted up to 7th place off of time penalties. Looks like B-Dunk and Hoopalicious had a lot of penalties there. That brings not Hoopalicious. It brings Venom from 9th all the way up to 7th. It's a good, clean race from Venom to be promoted up into 7th there. Both the Alfa Romeos, they're going to have some asking for the amount of penalties that they suffered there. A lot of corner cutting, I guess, between the two of them. But either way, there are your podium finishers. New Zealand Ryan is your winner here for the Spanish Grand Prix in his Renault. A good race for sure for him. He's going to be your championship leader as we leave this weekend. Jared did not have the run that he needed to hold on to that championship lead, and it looks like Ryan is now going to take that spot, as Dralix is actually going to move up to second in the point standing as well with that second place finish. Third place is Chandler Seda. That's going to do wonders for his championship push, as he only has 11 points so far this season. It's going to bring him up to 26. That should move him a good couple positions here up the grid here on the driver's table. So there you have it. New Zealand Ryan is your winner. Second place, VSR Dralix. He didn't pick up any penalties in that race. Yeah, so if he was... Oh man, if he was able to just keep it close enough to Ryan as that race continued, he would have been your winner. But Ryan was on another level here tonight. For sure, another level indeed, as he was able to come across the line. He was 6.8 seconds ahead of second place if you take away that penalty. So once again, good drive by Ryan right there. The race has got to be the most disappointing for, what is it? Got to look down there. It's EGC Sparky. I mean, he started in 7th place and he finished in 14th. He was on a good chance for points there. Beautiful chance for points. Wasn't able to get it done. He's going to have to settle for another goose egg next to his name. I didn't commentate you, curse you that time. You can't call me out on that one this time, Sparky. I purposely didn't. But, man, that's unfortunate for Spiky. But, yep, that's going to be it for the race here tonight. And it was going to be time for the post-race interviews of your podium finishers. We'll try and get them in here very shortly. Your winner was New Zealand Ryan, so we'll try and get him in here first. All right, sending Orion an invite to come into the party right here. Let's see if he joins. It looks like he's not joining. Oops, I just muted my mic there by mistake. Looks like he's not joining. I'll try and give him another invite here. Ryan. All right, New Zealand Ryan is in the party. Just make sure you got that box checked for me for the interview.
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. So once again, back up top for you. It's your first win since Bahrain, second of the season. How does it feel to be back on top?
Yeah, good. Obviously. It was,
Obviously, yeah.
Took a gamble with the wet setup, but it seemed to pay off.
Yeah, just one question I have for you is, did you know that it was going to rain? I mean, I saw a lot of guys putting on those softs, so that was a bit strange because it looked like the mediums were going to be the better racing tire for the dry, but a lot of guys ran those softs. Did you know that weather was coming?
Yeah. Knew that it was coming, and yeah, usually the medium hard is the strat, but there's no point when it's going to be on inters at the start, so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, something else we noticed there is that in the second, it was the first stint, we saw a lot of guys stretch it all the way to the dry. Did you think that you could have done the first stint all the way on that starting intermediate set that you started on and bring it all the way to the dry, or do you think it was worth pitting that initial time to put on another set of inters?
Oh, my left rear was on 72%, so I didn't really have much of a choice. And it was really I was losing up the rear a lot to try and get past Dralix at the start. And it was only one lap away, it turned out, so yeah, oh well.
Cool, yeah, well, you did a good job of defending the undercut that Dralix tried to impose on you, but either way, you won the race. We move on to Monaco next week. First of all, are you going to be there? And number two, do you think you can get it done again in Monaco?
Yeah, I'll be racing, but given the fact that I'm on a controller, I don't think I'm going to have much fun. Try hope for a podium, I think.
Well, actually, I'm not going to lie, I had no idea you were on the pad, so kudos to you for the pace you've got, dude. All right, well, that's going to be it for New Zealand Ryan. Thank you for your time, bud. Good win here tonight, and you are now our championship leader once again. Good job, man. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Yep, choose yourself. All right, so next in the party, we're going to get our second place finisher of VSR Drelix. He's a lot of fun interview, so I hope he gets in here quite shortly. See, we have a message. Yeah, you got it, Maverick. I know to bring the whole podium in. I know that. Let's see if we can get VSR Drelix in here now. We'll see. Up here he is. Let's shoot him an invite. Looks like he hasn't joined. I'll shoot him another one right here. Alright, yeah, looks like the second invite's the charm here tonight. VSR Alex has joined the party. Just make sure you got that box checked for me, bud.
Done.
Alright, cool. Thank you, man. So, another solid second place finish for you here tonight. It's going to promote you ahead of Jared in the standings, but it's going to keep you there in second because of Ryan's win. Do you think you did all you could to go for that win, or is second place the best you could have gotten here tonight?
I don't know. Maybe I could have won if things went differently, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with the podium. I guess I'm just gonna finish second in every race I show up to, so.
All right, cool. Well, we saw these guys in this first stint. A lot of them tried to stretch it out all the way to the dry. Yourself, as well as the leaders, stayed out. I mean, actually pitted that first time. Were your tires struggling, and that's why you had to pit, or do you think you had a chance of making it to the dry on those initial tires that you started on?
I might have made it to the dry period, but my left rear was in like the low 70s, so I didn't know. And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of made a mistake in the first stint where I started the race with way too high front wing. So every corner from lap one was pretty much a try not to spin challenge. So I don't
For
know if
sure, yeah.
I had my I don't know if I had my like maximum pace in the wet, but I mean it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty slidey. So add the drying track and the old tires and um yeah, the last two laps on the inters were just slow, really slow. So I decided to pit, and the track dried out in like a lap and a half. It was crazy. So I mean I don't know, maybe.
For sure. Well, that's gonna what is it? That's gonna round out Spain here. Our next race is Monaco. How do you think your pace is at Monaco? I mean, first of all, are you gonna be there? Number two, is it a track that you think suits your driving style?
I'm not gonna be there, and it's shit.
Oh, okay. All right. You'll bleep that one on the YouTube
It's
comment.
beep.
No, no worries.
Monaco is
No
beep.
worries, Drox. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Drelix. Good, solid finish here. Second place tonight. Take care, man. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you, no problem.
All right. So, looks like we're going to try and get our third place finisher of Chandler Seda in the party here tonight. I think is this his first podium? I believe this is his first podium here tonight. Yeah, this looks like it'll be the first time we're able to interview him this season. That's exciting. He's your defending champion once again. We'll try and get him in here. Yes, it is. Once again, second invite is the charm. All right, Chandler, just make sure you got that box checked for me, man.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, here's our third place finisher here tonight, Chandler Seda. Was third place the best you think you could have gotten, or do you think you could have gotten Dralix there?
Second place was definitely there. I was catching him 1 to 2 tenths a lap at the end, and so I finished 9 tenths off of